Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Floridahockeynow Panthers Postgame. I'm your host George Richards. We're here at FLA Live Arena. The Panthers just they fall to the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-2 in overtime. Braden Point scores 2 goals for the Lightning, and Tampa Bay beats Florida again. One of those kind of things right now, the way the Florida and Tampa Bay going, obviously in May. The Lightning swept the Panthers out of the second round of the playoffs, and tonight Tampa Bay really needed this one, right? They had only won one of their first 4 games. They had lost a game to Philadelphia the other night in which they had a 2-0 lead and watched the Flyers score 3 consecutive goals. They were not happy with that. They've had a couple of big days of practice, and you could see it. Tampa Bay came out with a lot of passion, a lot of fire. And it was a good hockey game. It was a real entertaining Friday night here in Sunrise. Panthers and Lightning. Heard some ESPN people talking in the hallway after the game, like this is one of the best rivalries in hockey. I think people around the country maybe don't know that. I mean, especially since this game was streamed. I don't know. But it's a good rivalry. It's a lot of fun. The games are always close, even in the playoffs. Florida did not, got beaten 4 games by the Lightning, but the games were always right there, which makes it even more frustrating for the Panthers. Tonight's game, Florida goes 0 for 2 on the power play to start things off. Tampa gets their first crack at it. Steven Stamkos from the left circle in his office beat Sergei Bobrovsky to make it 1-0. That comes at 13:04 of the first period. But look who comes to the rescue about 2 minutes later. It's Matthew Tkachuk. He gets his 3rd goal with the Panthers here in his first 5 games, really making a mark everywhere he goes. Rudy Balcers gives the Panthers the lead. 15:37 of the second period. Another very pretty goal by him. The kid's got some great hands. Second goal in as many games for Rudy. And he gets the pass from who else but Matthew Tkachuk. So looking at Tkachuk, 3 goals, 5 assists in his first 5 games. That's 8 points here. That's pretty good. Panthers with a 2-1 lead going into the third period. You guys kind of could figure out what happened. The Panthers weren't able to get that 3rd goal. Florida, for the first time this season, do not score 3 goals in a game. The Panthers go 0 for 7 on the power play. They had some chances and stuff, but not as good a power play as we've seen before. Again, going against Andrei Vasilevsky, that's always tough. He had another terrific night for Tampa Bay in goal. Braden Point, midway through the 3rd period, ties the score at 2. Florida, Bob was great. I thought that Vasilevsky was great, but Braden Point's able to deflect a Nikita Kucherov pass right in front of the net. Bob didn't have a play on it. We go to overtime. 30-something seconds into overtime, Tkachuk gets called for slashing and something else. I forget. I don't have it written down. But he gets 2 penalties. I believe Kucherov gets called for roughing, for retaliating. So Florida still has gives up the power play. It's 4-on-3. Could have been 5-on-3 if there was no retaliation. And Tkachuk gets hit with the two penalties. Florida gives it all it can. Bob makes a couple big saves in the overtime. But Braden Point again gets the game winner, his 2nd goal of the night. He gets the game-tying goal and the game-winning goal. And that's your final from Sunrise. Tampa Bay 3, Florida 2. So, good overall game for the Panthers. Paul Maurice talked a little bit about that the Panthers, played with good speed. It was a great, energetic crowd. You could see a little bit that Tampa Bay was more desperate than Florida was, coming in here at 1-3. Had they lost in regulation, it would have been one of the worst starts in Tampa Bay franchise history, especially in the past decade. The Tampa Bay Lightning that we've come to know and love, they've been so good for so long. But, people forget this franchise wasn't always that good, but you've got to go all the way back to like 1998 for a start this bad for Tampa Bay. They're able to get a win here. That gives them 2 victories on the season. They've got a back-to-back. They play the New York Islanders tomorrow in downtown Tampa at the old Ice Palace. The Panthers will be will be the beneficiary of that, because guess what? The Islanders come here on Sunday afternoon, a 5 o'clock start. The Bally's folks will have that game for you as a nice little Miami Dolphins pregame. The Dolphins taking on the Steelers at Hard Rock around 8 o'clock on Sunday Night Football. So Panthers will be back here tomorrow at practice, so we're told. We'll see what they work on, but Eric Stahl was signed this afternoon, officially a one-year deal, $750,000 as expected. He's expected to play Sunday against the Islanders. He's been working out with the team. The contract didn't go through until this afternoon, so he couldn't play tonight, but he'll play on Sunday. Perhaps, if not, he'll get in on the road trip. I'm sure the Panthers would like to give Patrick Hornquist a night off. He's played 5 straight games. You're trying to manage that a little bit, but the forwards for the Panthers have been great. The defense tonight, bend don't break. They did a nice job. Just one of those nights. Tampa Bay comes out the winner again, 3-2. Don't forget to follow us. Come visit us at FloridaHockeynow.com. We've got a ton of Florida Panther stories. The only place you can get daily Florida Panther coverage is at FloridaHockeynow.com. Give us a follow on Twitter at George Richards, at Colby D. Guy, and subscribe here on the YouTube channel. Every little bit helps, and we appreciate your support. We will see you Sunday night. We'll be watching the Dolphins game. We'll be doing the show like this. All right, I'm trying to be better. Inside baseball stuff, guys. Trying to be better at looking at the camera on this iPad, but you want to look ahead, straight ahead, and that's wrong. I just have to look over here, and then anyway. Sunday night, we're going to be watching the Dolphin game, so we're going to be doing it like this. So, the Panthers and the Islanders. First down. All right, first down. So that's what we'll be doing when the Dolphins play the Steelers. Hope you all had a good night. Thank you for visiting, and we will see you on Sunday. Good night, everybody.